Now, I'm very excited because they met as dance partners on Strictly Come Dancing in 2018. And after lifting the trophy together, the pair started dating, and I was all for it. I loved it.
7 years later, the couple are working together as they swap the glitter ball for the ghost story. Stacey, Julian, Kevin, Clifton are here to tell us about it. Hello.
What a pair. I'm so late.
I love the fact you two just came in like 20 minutes early. I feel like we've done an interview off camera.
So professional. You
So
were
nice
here
to see you.
early.
You know us.
I hang out with you.
Yeah.
I love that. It's so nice.
22. They're back in the game.
Yes.
They're acting together.
A ghost story.
Yes.
Very scary. I mean, firstly, is it nice to be back together, working together?
Are you finding it, Kev?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a bit more awkward. Like that first day, I thought we'd be sort of having to get over it a little bit. And like, you know, you've been really serious with each other, but you know each other from home, so you start giggling like you're in school or something. I thought that's what it was going to be like, but it's been wicked actually, hasn't it? You're very professional.
I'm very professional, as you know. No, but I did the play. So I did the play last year, but I had a different Sam. So I was sort of familiar with it anyway, so it gives you a bit more confidence going in, because it's not my world, you know, theatre's not my world necessarily, but I just so enjoyed the experience. And then when the tour, you know, the idea of the tour came up, it was sort of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the gang, all of us, we're going on tour.
Presumably, because when you, like, dance together, you'd have been the boss.
Yes.
You're not the boss anymore.
No.
So this is a bit more kind of 50-50.
Well, he's not
actually,
you're the boss at home.
You're the experienced one here, right? Because you've done the play before.
Yeah, no, I guess. I mean, and I was sort of, you know, joking with him or whatever the first day. I was going, Kev, I don't want you to feel daunted. I don't want you to, I don't want you to feel like you can't ask me questions
anything,
if you need
says,
any help.
Who played the original Sam that you...
Joe McFadden.
Oh, very good.
And I had to sort
That's to live up to now.
I actually had a fling. I had a love affair with Donna Eyre last year. So she was, she was Lauren. But we've got such a lovely cast this time round as well. Siobhan and Grant.
Yeah, Grant killed on Siobhan Marks, who are on stage with
Lauren
us.
and Ben.
Unbelievable actors.
Tell us the story. For people that don't know, because I think some people see the poster and go 222, Ghost Story, and we see the sort of changing cast. But what is the actual story?
So, in a nutshell, it's a dinner party that happens over one evening, and the couple whose house it is, which is ours, they've got a newborn baby, and Stacey's character keeps hearing things, and she thinks there's a ghost in the house. And I've returned home from work, and I'm a total sceptic, and I'm like, you are losing your mind. You know, there's no such thing as ghosts. And it's basically, do you believe or not? And the other couple comes round and they're sort of arguing about it, and it gets awkward. And in the end, Stacey's character says, because she keeps hearing it at 2:22 a.m., this ghost.
Oh, that's why the 222.
Yeah, and she says, we're all going to stay here until 2:22, and you're going to believe me. And the play is that, the events of the night leading up to 2:22. And it's, is there a ghost or isn't there?
And essentially, I suppose it makes the audience think about whether they're team sceptic or team believe. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a conversation that's been, you know, sort of floating around for however many years, and it really makes you think about, like, your sort of fundamentally, what do you believe? What are you sort of up for believing in potentially? It's wicked. It's such a great night. You've seen it, Alison.
I've seen it, obviously you can't tell anybody about the ending or what happens, so you have to keep it secret. All I can say is I was scared.
Fine.
It's a ghost story that will scare you in your seats, and you don't think that would happen in a theatre, but it does. You're taking this on tour.
Yeah.
So what's happening to the little one, Minnie?
We're dragging her along.
You're not.
We're dragging her. She's a good sport, isn't she?
Yeah.
So I suppose because she's, and you'll know more than me, but because she's always been on the move, she's quite adaptable. I took her to a brothel in Nevada when she was 8 months.
A brothel?
I was stuck in this trailer outside the brothel with her for like 3 days and 3 nights. Reading the same book.
Is that for one of your documentaries?
Yeah, we had to get special permission off the sheriff because she was under 18. I mean...
Oh, my goodness, thank you
anyway,
for clearing that up.
Yeah. It was all above board. But, so, yeah, dragging her around regional theatres, she'll have a great time.
I hope so.
Isn't it lovely that you can take your baby with you, though, and you're together?
I think that was, like, a massive sort of selling point for us. We're both fans of the show, and I so enjoyed it last year. And then I thought, well, the whole family, and probably before she starts school or whatever,
that's
we're a bit more tied down. It's probably now's the time to be doing it. And without sounding like too earnest or, you know, I so believe that it's really important to tour. I think, you know, it was such a treat doing it in the West End last year, but not everyone can get to London. You know, so I love the idea that it's a bit more accessible. You know, it might be 20 minutes down the road from where you are. I can't wait.
Stacey, do you find, given what you do for a living, you can't be a sceptic wherever you go? You have to walk in with wide open.
Yeah.
Like, not judging anyone and trying to see, you know, how other people walk in their shoes. So does that affect how you've approached the play in
Sure.
terms of that scepticism
Yeah.
or belief?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I always try and go in. I mean, we all have maybe consciously, subconsciously, maybe prejudices that we're sort of trying to get rid of. But I try and go into most environments or situations with a really open mind, you know? And,
I think because of that, though, as well, it makes it... She's not going to say this, but it makes her a really good actor. Because it was the first time she was doing this last year. And, I mean, I've been training for years, and then I went and watched her, and she was just...
so good.
Immediately brilliant.
Some people
I think
just
it's
got it,
because of the...
Kevin.
Right.
Some people have just
What's
got
that
it.
opening night like? I can't imagine. It must have been so brilliant and scary at the same time.
Golden, yeah. I mean, it was kind of, you know, I was mindful that people were going to be like, oh, she's never done this before. But I had to audition, you know, and there were lots of other people going for the role. I thought I'm just going to enjoy it. And actually, on the one hand, because I hadn't done it before, there were no real expectations.
Yeah.
But it was a scream. And as soon as I started, I thought, well, I want to do more of this.
Right.
And to get to do it with Kev and, you know, bring the baby and my mum's coming, Kev's mum's coming. It's like a real family affair. Aww. But people will love the play. Like, it's a brilliant, brilliant play. Come see us.
We are definitely going to come and see you. Best of luck with that.
Thank you.
Can I just ask, do you still dance in the kitchen?
Kev won't dance unless he's being paid.
Oh, it's all about... Pay him!
I know, I haven't got the money.
Pay him!
I haven't got the money. Yeah. But I love dancing around the house. We put the radio on in the morning. Sometimes we have you on at Radio 2. And the baby will be dancing around, won't she?
She loves it, yeah.
She loves
And what about the
dancing.
Give her a
Strictly...
shout-out.
What about the Strictly rumours? Are you excited about... I mean, Danny
Yes,
Dyer?
who's going to be it?
Danny Dyer?
That would
Which
be...
Danny
It's a
Dyer?
rumour.
Is it girl
It's a
Danny
rumour.
Dyer? Or young
Girl Danny
girl
Dyer.
She's
She'd
great.
be great, yeah.
That would
Should
be
be really...
brilliant.
Paul
Yeah.
Brunson.
It'll be good.
Apparently, it's a rumour.
Didn't they say...
We haven't had anything confirmed yet.
No, nothing's
right.
confirmed.
No,
I'd like to see...
TBC.
I want to see Claudia do it. I think Claudia would be great.
Claude would be great.
Listen, we can run out of time.
Yes, sorry.
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 Thank you.
So
222
nice
Ghost Story
to
on
see
tour starts August and tickets are out now. Thank you, you two.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Now, we've been following their charitable success here on This Morning for almost a decade now.
After setting up the Murray Parish Trust in 2014, acting power couple Jim Murray and Sarah Parish have raised almost $5 million to support seriously ill kids across the country.
And in recognition of their incredible work, last week the pair were both awarded MBEs and they join us on the sofa. So obviously, a congratulations is in order. Congratulations.
Thank
you.
What have you done with the bag? Why are you not wearing them everywhere you go? I think you should have them on. I'd be literally wearing it around.
They're actually quite big, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're big.
Quite chunky. You wouldn't, you wouldn't wear it. Mine's in the office. I don't know where yours is. Where's yours?
It's downstairs, Lou.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Both
Obviously,
look great. Jim, look at you in the
you look
kilt.
like
You
you're
look
getting
wonderful.
married again.
I
It's
know.
beautiful.
It is a lovely picture, isn't it?
We took the opportunity to renew our vows. Right?
You know, you should have. You look beautiful.
So lovely.
Thank you.
And what was it like meeting His Majesty the King?
Oh,
It was great.
It was great. He was so lovely. He was really, really interested in what we were doing, and we had a really good chat with him, didn't we?
We got double the
got
time with
double
him.
time,
Because
yeah.
we
Double
both
time.
went up
There's two of you.
together.
Two of
Because
you,
the two
yeah.
of us.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's
And
amazing.
He actually thanks you, doesn't he?
He does,
Yeah.
yeah.
Comes and
And he
thanks you.
knows, you know, he's done his background work. He knows about the charity. He knows everything about you. It was a really lovely. It was a real privilege,
Yeah, it
wasn't
was.
it, and an
It
honour.
was.
Yeah.
So talk us through where we are with the charity now.
Go on.
Well, so we were the Murray Parish Trust, which was, as we've just said, we raised around £5 million for paediatric facilities across the north. That's what
South.
South even the south. Sorry, I'm from the north. And that title, if you like, was associated very much with that effort. And we have noticed along our journey there is a huge need for the mental well-being of seriously ill children and their families. Huge, and there is no charity that's solely dedicated to that in the country. So we thought we would become that charity and step into that role. And because of that, we needed a new name, a bold new mission, and we've become the Imagine This charity,
Right.
where we imagine people, we invite people to imagine, what it's like to be going through that if you're unlucky enough to have a seriously ill child, but B, more importantly, imagine a world where there's hope and the support for every single seriously ill child and their family in this country. So that's the plan. By 2035, we want to support them all.
We'd like to reach every seriously ill child by 2035.
So that's your mission.
That's our
what
mission.
You're gonna
That's what we
achieve.
want
We have
to
accepted
do, yeah.
that mission.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. So beautiful. And obviously, it's all in memory of your daughter, Ella Jane, who passed away in 2009, aged just 9 months.
Yeah.
So when you talk about mental health of children, what happens? Do they normally get cured of cancer, but nobody looks at the deeper side of things? And
Yeah, exactly that, Alison. You know, obviously, with the NHS, their priority is to medically look after the child and make them better, whatever their medical... The mental health of the child goes by the wayside because there's no time. You know, there's no time. They don't have the money. And a happy child and a creative child is going to get better much more quicker than a child stuck in bed not doing anything all day. So what we hope to do is bring in drama, art, music therapy, yoga, meditation, things that children can get behind and use their imagination, use their creativity. And that just sort of gives them a little lift, and their family as well. You know, more often than not, either the mum or dad's going to have to give up work to look after the kid, the sibling becomes the carer, the whole it's like putting a time bomb in a family and setting it off.
That was such a good point you made as well. I didn't think about that. Like, you don't think about the aftercare, because you know, it's one thing to look after these kids mentally when they're there.
Yeah.
But then a lot of them could have PTSD further down the road.
Many of them do. You know, they go on, they have serious problems in life with their mental health if it's not nipped in the bud at the beginning. So we want to get in there right at the beginning, make sure they're looked after, their brain is cared for as well as the illness that they have, and just set them on the right course, really.
I love the fact that you're using what you know. Acting, dancing, music, drama. I mean, I've seen the change, and you see children go in to do acting. They're like a little shell. They just literally open up. It's so soothing and so great for mental health.
And we've got these amazing people working for us who can adapt all these classes to children who can't even get out of bed. You know, they can adapt anything they do to suit any child. So we really don't want to leave any stone unturned. We want every child to get this benefit.
Speaking of adapting, it is incredible what you've done, because you've set up this charity, a very successful charity. And then, like anything, charities evolve, right? And the need evolves. So to be able to carry on doing your jobs and to pivot, how hard is that?
Well, it's hard, but we're surrounded by...
We've got a great team.
Supporters. We have a lot of volunteers, and we sort of pride ourselves a little bit on being a charity where very, very little of people's donations goes on the operating costs. It all goes to the cause, a huge percentage.
We're still a kitchen table charity, really, where we've got a few employees, but we try and keep the, spend to a minimum.
But to pivot on the mission as well, which is quite...
It is.
It's
But
hard
we
to underestimate
found,
how hard that is.
Yeah, the mental health of children, especially over the last 10 years, has spiralled out of control. And that's just well children. Seriously ill children, it's even worse. So, we thought this is a real gap in the system that we've got to fill it.
I'm not sure whether it's spiraled, it's just suddenly there's a spotlight on it.
Yeah.
Especially since COVID, as you were saying earlier, since lockdown, the alarm bells are going off about how much need and support, especially seriously ill children, need. Imagine that news landing on your doorstep.
But it's not just the children as well, it's their families, siblings, parents as well. You're going to help them as well, aren't you?
Yeah, the whole thing.
How's you got, what, a 15-year-old now?
Yeah,
now,
Nelly,
Now,
How is she?
She's
The
great.
kitchen table isn't more like this. I'll be there in a minute. Those two.
What time does she get up?
I can guarantee she won't be watching this.
She won't be watching this. We told her we were on. She was like, yeah, right, great. What channel?
But we hope that she'll do a bit of work for charity. I mean, we sort of said to her, look, you get the word out there at the school, because we're always trying to get people involved, because we can't do it without the public's help.
We rely solely on public support.
So we've said to her, make it your mission, get round that school, make sure all the parents get on board.
You know what? It's going in. She's watching you. She's watching everything. You're juggling life, you're juggling work. I know you're in a Netflix series together, but you're not working together.
No.
We're in the same show, but we don't have any
scenes together.
At all?
No.
They missed the PR trick there, didn't they?
I know, it's quite nice.
What's that about? Can you tell us about that?
Geek Girl.
Geek
it's
Girl.
Season 2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3. So it was on, wasn't it, last year, Geek Girl?
Yeah, it was.
It's a series of books that have been made into a drama series. It's great.
About a neurodivergent teenager who becomes a model.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm the headmaster. Sarah is the head of the model agency.
Oh, wow. Both heads.
Both heads.
Both
Wonderful.
heads.
And can you tell us about... Oh, go on.
Oh, yeah,
What are you
I
doing?
know exactly what he's going to say.
Star-studded concert.
Yeah, who's going there?
Concert.
Are we going?
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be really good. So we're doing a big Christmas concert. It's our first sort of big event out of Hampshire.
We're both free.
Yeah, oh, you'll be coming, don't worry. We've got... Who have we got? We've got David Tennant, Olivia Colman,
Oh, my
David
God.
Melder Staunton,
Oh, I'm not sure
Hugh
we are free.
Bonneville, Amanda Holden.
That's quite heavyweight.
All coming to read and
A-listers.
perform.
Yeah, they're all going
If
to
you could bring out one of your tricks.
Yeah,
be
come on.
runners.
Yeah.
You could be runners. We've got Sylvia Young's dance school coming to do some... Oh, it's going to be
lovely.
brilliant. It's going to
Yeah.
be so, so good. So tickets will go on sale in October. And we've got a golf
We
day.
have golf day at Goodwood as well.
Yeah,
People
so
want
if
to
you-
put a team together.
Yeah.
Goodwood.
Are you
Yeah.
not doing a
Yeah.
fishing day? Because you love your
We
fishing.
should do a fishing
I
day.
will do a fishing day
do
at
a
some
fishing day.
point.
Do you?
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
go on,
do the
Megan.
fishing day.
Pretty much out.
And you know the king likes fishing as well.
Yeah.
You're in with the king now.
He did bring that up,
He
actually, in
brought
our
it up,
chat.
Yeah. I may have worn a tie.
With fish on
That
it.
had fish
With
on
fish
it.
on it.
Yeah.
And he
Loved it.
Yes, he recognised the tie. Yeah.
Wonderful. Does he fish then?
He does, yeah, he does. He's a big salmon fisherman and a big advocate for salmon conservation. So, yeah, we had a brief chat.
Well, I bet...
They were like that, move
I bet
on.
you were
Jim.
like, oh,
I
here
was
we
like
go.
that. Come on. Hurry up.
Want to go for dinner. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
Best
Thank
of
you
luck
very
with it.
much.
Lovely
Imagine
celebrate.
this is the charity. Everyone look it up.
Yeah, get behind us.
Yeah,
It's
get
going to be
behind
great.
you. Thank you so much. Now,
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning. I mean, I could just listen to that for an hour.
Yeah,
But
just
we
run
wouldn't have
it.
time to talk to you. Tony joined just now.
How you doing,
So
Dan?
nice to
How you
see
doing,
you.
Sean? You right?
Great. I mean, I loved just enjoying that montage with you then.
Honestly, man, reliving some incredible memories.
He looks younger now than he did then.
Oh, do I? Oh,
How'd you
wicked.
do it?
I don't
You
know,
look
man.
incredible.
Whatever juice you're sipping on, I'm sipping on the same thing, mate.
But you're refreshed probably because you've had a bit of time out.
Yeah.
Back with a new single. But do you feel like you've got this new appreciation because you have had a bit of a step out of it for a while?
1000%. So I basically stepped back a bit just to settle down, have kids, all that stuff, you know.
gotta live life.
Do the school runs,
Yeah.
change nappies, all of that. And then, ended up acquiring a studio. So a studio in Northwest London that's got like 5 amazing studios in it. And I think the two things happening simultaneously kind of just reinvigorated my appetite for wanting to step back into the arena of music. I was watching my kids grow up and I was thinking, wow, they're actually not going to be able to experience me in some of these venues that, like, you know, maybe my siblings did or friends that I grew up with did. I need to do this for them. And then also seeing all these incredible artists coming in and out of my studio and hearing their bangers. I was doing DIY, like painting the walls and like sanding the floors, and people are making bangers. And I was like, nah.
Hang on, I make bangers.
Yeah,
What's
do you
going
get what I
on?
mean? I'm not a carpenter. I need to, like, get back onto the music. So, yeah.
When did you start like, putting pen to paper? Was that kind of quite easy for you to get back into?
Yeah, it was really easy. I think I can kind of make music with my eyes closed at this stage. I've been doing it long enough. But I felt really motivated by the landscape of, like, where we were economically. So as a musician, post-pandemic, obviously during the pandemic, we had nothing going on for us. I dipped into the TV world, tried to come for some of your jobs.
Yeah, we
actually.
saw. We did
Yeah,
see, yeah.
you guys saw that. But yeah, we had virtually no gigs. None of the venues were open. And since then, we've been losing 3 venues a month. So 3 music venues a month in the UK are just disappearing.
Why do you think that is, Ty?
I think a lot of them have struggled to recover from, like, since the pandemic. You know, loads of jobs were affected. I also think it's like property developers coming in, trying to acquire the land, turn it into, like, apartments. And, yeah, as a result, we're losing our spaces.
How can we preserve those spaces? Because a lot of those spaces are culturally so important and economically so important to towns and stuff.
100%. And, you know, if you think about, you know, the bouncer that works there, the barmaid, you know, the person that's working at the, you know, when the cloakroom and
Circular
stuff like
economy,
that.
isn't it? You know?
There you go. There's a little, like, cottage economy in there. So I think the best thing people can do is just keep attending, keep going. I know culture has sort of changed to a certain degree, daytime parties and stuff like that. And, you know, when I'm speaking about this cause, I know there's also so many other things going on in the world that we should be concerned about.
course.
However, as an artist, I'm thinking of the next generation of acts, and I'm thinking, you know, if they don't have the same venues that I did, or they have virtually no venues, how are we going to get all these exciting genres like drum and bass and garage and grime and house music that was birthed out of these spaces? And where do you get to do your 10,000 hours, you know, perform in front of 10 people, 20 people, all the way up until 20,000?
Such a good point, because say like an acoustic guitar player might be able to do the odd job in a pub or a wedding or whatever. There is certain genres that don't work in those environments.
Exactly.
You need your clubs, you need your dingy clubs and bars and your underground scene, because you're right. And I think as someone that works in radio, obviously Dermot does as well, during COVID we realised, we appreciated because we lost all those really well produced tracks. You know, music went quite simple, obviously, with what people had.
Yeah, you said it, not me.
Well, I'm just going to say it was a lot of bedroom DJs, which we can admit. And
in a nice way, you know.
But it's been incredible. I think people appreciate it in a different way now. And, you know, when music started coming back and the big hits started coming back, you go, oh, wow, we've
almost like a
missed
sigh of relief,
It was.
100%.
And, you know, you are someone, we said this earlier, listening to all your songs, some people get one track in their life that stands the test of time. You've got 6 or more. I mean, you've got loads of hits, but you've got some that people know every word to.
It's a beautiful thing.
Did you feel so lucky?
Yeah, honestly, man, as I said, you know, I'm essentially a kid from Southeast London, always had this dream of trying to make rap music, especially at a time where rap music wasn't taken that seriously. Obviously, I've incorporated it with loads of different styles and genres, but to be a rapper, you know, 15 years, almost 20 years into my career with records that people are still playing is such a dream. And then going back to what you were saying about nightlife, even for the community itself, you know, that's one place where, regardless of your gender, regardless of your sexual orientation, your race, everybody can come and be together, and that's where incredible memories are formed. You know, we're living in a time of, like, division more than ever. When we're fixated on our screens, the algorithms are doing everything to divide us. I have this opinion, I'm on this side, and it's such a kind of, like, awkward, kind of scary time. And so as simple as it is, you know, music brings joy, it brings people together, and so we need to preserve these spaces. And I'm hoping that my little voice can start off, hopefully, a domino effect of other artists, you know, identifying the problem and being a voice as well.
Let's have a little listen. New single, Eat It Up. Let's take a look.
Now when we live, everybody get hyper. Protect risk, skepsis, got them like raw. Do the numbers, need 100 on the pie chart. And when they ask me where I'm from, I'm a Niger.
Oh, this is great. A bit of drum and bass sneaking back in.
Yeah, exactly, do you know what? I was inspired by the drum and bass at the end of Pass Out, the drum and bass and jungle at the end of Frisky. I've always done it, you know, my collaborations in the past with Chase and Status, and I felt like, again, that's a genre of music that, you know, is a hybrid between Caribbean culture and sort of like British dance culture, nice fusion of it at a time where people would just be raving, there'd be no phones, and it felt like, the right thing.
Oh, your message is clear. I agree. You have to start these conversations. Other artists will follow, but we do need to start getting back in those clubs, getting back, living life a bit. I feel like the next generation needs to just enjoy life and not be so maybe glued to your phone. Go and get in the club and enjoy it.
100%, and let's keep some of these institutions alive, because that's what they are.
Yeah.
Some of these places are institutions. I hear people that are in their 50s and 60s talk about the Hacienda in Manchester, and, like, we need venues like that we'll be talking about for years to come.
You are so right. And, of course, if you want to listen to that song, I want to hear more of it, obviously, Tiny Temper's brand new single, Eat It Up, it's out right now.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
She shocked us with some of her revelations on Loose Women, including being candid about a health scare, sharing stories of her affairs, and even admitting to keeping roadkill in the freezer.
Yep,
check. Check.
We will get to that. Janice Street Porters now says nothing is off limits as she's heading out on her biggest solo tour to date. Good morning.
Good morning.
So nice to see you.
Should we start with the roadkill, Janet?
So I said once that roadkill, I couldn't see anything wrong with eating roadkill if it was freshly killed, not going off on the turn. My partner learned how to butcher it, and venison is a very good meat. Low in fat, very nutritious.
Very lean, yeah.
So we put it in the freezer. I ate some, the dog ate some, my partner ate some.
How did you?
I would like to see the video.
How did you find it? Was it?
It's by the side of the road, Ben. That's where roadkill is. It's not hanging from a branch.
But Janet, like you pulled up, you pulled over when. Oh look, that looks like a nice.
Funnily enough, that's
you pulled over.
And we also
How did you know it was all right? Like, how did you know it hadn't been there?
Well, it was warm, but it was dead.
No maggots, and it was warm.
All right.
It's got to be dead
We've
and warm.
changed the subject.
There you go. Shall we talk about the tour now?
Yeah, let's talk about the tour and not what's in my freezer.
Let's talk about the tour. Janet, are you excited about it?
Yeah, I am excited. I haven't toured since 2004, so it's over 20 years, 20
The comeback tour.
Wow.
It's not a comeback, I've never gone away. But what I find now is I toured in 2004, I'd done I'm a Celebrity, I wrote my first memoir about why I didn't get on with my mum, called Baggage, and then I wrote another one called Fallout, about the 10 years after I left home, got married, went to work in Fleet Street, and then I end up in Punk 10 years later, meeting Johnny Rotten and doing films on TV. Both books are now being republished with new material. I've updated them, and I think over 20 years since I last toured, there are a lot of people who haven't seen me on stage. They saw me on the Loose Women tour, but they haven't seen my one-woman show.
In all your glory. Are there going to be any special guests? Like, are you making anything?
Special guest. A special guest is me.
You're special enough, Janet, aren't you?
I am special. I think well, I'm not saying I'm national treasure, but I think I'm a unique.
I think you are.
I think I'm quite of a one-off. I think the show will be a lot of fun. I'm going to talk about why I turned out like this. I'm going to talk about my childhood, obviously growing up in Fulham, in West London, in a very much working class area.
Oh, look at you, crikey.
Wow. Yeah, I look quite sweet, but look at the eyes in that photo. Can't you already tell?
Yes.
Scheming cow.
No, I'd say adventure, national treasure material.
I was a fully formed snob at the age of 8 or 9. I looked at my mum and dad. I thought they picked up the wrong baby. I cannot be related to these people. They're just...
Why?
They just weren't right. My sister had dark brown curly hair. I hated her. I just hated her. She was all jolly and she got on so well with my mum and dad. And I was literally in a world of my own. I mean, I feel sorry for them a little bit in retrospect because I was a bit of a cow. I kept diaries and notebooks and I worked in the library after school. I was in endless quiz teams. I was so competitive.
So you loved all that stuff. It's interesting because our phone-in with Deirdre a little bit later on is family rifts, and if you have a struggle with a relationship with a parent or a child or whatever, and that is something that you really experienced, didn't it, going through the difficulty?
Yeah, I did. And I think I went to college to study architecture, and they were very excited that thought of me becoming an architect, but then, of course, I jacked it all in and became a journalist. And then I went on into radio and then television. But my mum was a combination of someone who was kind of proud of me, but also jealous at the same time because she'd left school at 14. And I think for a lot of people who have clever daughters who haven't had those opportunities, it is hard. And my relationship with my mother was hard. And my relationship with my sister, I sound so awful now. My relationship with my sister was a bit difficult as well. But towards the end of her life, we did get on extremely well.
But you did amazing things as well. Like, you talk about smashing the glass ceiling, you know, like being editor and...
Yeah, I like to push barriers.
It's
and I was
brilliant, Janet.
I was very lucky to be born at the end of the war and be a baby boomer. And I think, you know, I know these days a lot of people trash baby boomers, but I think my generation were like the first teenagers. We were super trendy. I was a mod. I loved music. I went to blues clubs and jazz clubs from the age of 14. I kept, in my diary, I'd write reviews of who I'd seen. And I found one the other day. I must have seen the Rolling Stones when I was about 16 or 17. And I wrote, saw the Stones, not bad. Just so sneery.
Destined for Fleet Street with that sort of insight.
But there was one person who really liked your work as well. When you made the Punk film, and Elton John saw it.
Yeah, I did a film with
for ITV. I was doing this series for young people that went out on Sundays.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of films about the emergence of punk. So I filmed The Clash, the Buzzcocks, and I made many films with the Sex Pistols and John Lydon. I also filmed Vivian and Malcolm and the whole thing about seditionaries and all the clothing and fashion. But I suppose to older musicians, like my generation, like Elton is my age, it must have been so astonishing to see this explode. These kids go on stage, you couldn't play their guitars, who are wearing kind of shredded up clothes. Anyway, he rang me up.
Elton?
Elton rang me one Sunday, and my husband went, Elton John's on the phone. I just thought it was a joke. I went to the phone and I went, yeah. And it was Elton, and he went, look, I know, don't hang up. I've seen the shows. I just think they're amazing. Will you please, please, please come to my house for lunch and let's talk about it. And I want you to tell me what it was like meeting John Lydon and all of that. So anyway, being a bit of a cow, I said, well,
Hold on, Janet. We'll save that for the tour because we've got 5 seconds left for the weather.
But tickets are on sale now.
You'll get the rest of that story if you go to the tour. Here's your local weather. We'll see you on the side.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Joe joins us now alongside the Health Secretary, Wes Streeting. Good morning to you, chaps.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. That is so cute. I mean, you can't help but stand up, get motivated, and it's perfect because it's just 5 minutes a session, Joe.
Yeah, I'm quite emotional to see it, you know, on TV and to see the response that it's had this morning. We went to a school yesterday and launched it, you know, 44 kids in a room. I just pressed play and they were just from the age of sort of 4 to 7 years old and really got moving. All of them walked out with a big smile on their face. And this is what it's all about. I'm so passionate about this. And it comes back to, you know, back to my childhood. Like, I needed sport and exercise. It changed my life. It helped me with the chaos of living at home with an addict and some with mental health issues. And so I know the importance. And when I connect the dots between movement and exercise and how I felt, it completely changed. It was my therapy from a young age. So I'm trying to, again, continue the legacy of PE with Joe, get young children moving more often and having fun in the process. And I really hope this does that, you know.
And unquestionably, Health Secretary, having a weapon like Joe Wicks in your armoury is hugely valuable, isn't it? Because of the way he can connect with young people and inspire them to want to have fun. So don't think about it as a chore. You think about it as just a lot of fun.
Yeah, honestly, Joe's absolutely right. Yesterday, the kids got involved straight away. It's really bite-sized. You can do it in your living room. You can do it in your bedroom. You can get your family involved. And look, the truth is that if the government had tried to produce something like this on our own, it probably would have been, like, I'm sorry to say, like boring government video.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I've just turned up looking like this morning. It's like kind of a really good kind of physical manifestation of how boring government can be. And the great thing about this partnership we've got is we're putting some resource behind it so we can make more of these videos and they can be more freely available. But you've got, like, Joe's passion, energy, dynamism, that comes through in the clip we just saw briefly. You've got, you know, the animators behind it who are absolutely amazing. You see that through the images and some of the projects they've worked on before. Universal have come in to give it great music, and artists have kind of been falling over themselves to say, yeah, we want to be part of this. Because we've got 1 in 5 children leaving primary school with obesity. So getting children active, getting them out and about, and also meeting kids where they are. Lots of them are on YouTube. They're doom scrolling like the rest of us, I'm sorry to say. I've got nieces and nephews, and, like, they're on their, like, tablets
devices
all the time. And so if we're meeting these kids where they are and giving them something fun and easy to engage with and motivational, then we're keeping them active, and it, as Joe describes, you know, it helps to create healthy mind, body and soul.
Yeah. It's so funny when you say, you know, you've got Joe helping you out and you're the sensible one. But, I mean, it is a really serious matter. I mean, 1/3 of children are obese. Would you ever consider the weight loss jabs as a factor into that, and could that help at some stage?
We're not looking at them for children at this stage.
Right.
But adults, yes. And actually, there are lots of people in our country at the moment who suffer with really serious obesity. And lots of people have tried, by the way, on some of the weight loss programmes, on diet changes, on exercise. But some people have reached a point where it just feels like too big a mountain to climb. And that's why I think weight loss jabs can play a role. It's really important that, that you get advice from a doctor. It's really important that they're not just available to people who can afford to fork out what can sometimes be about £2,500 a year for these jabs. So I'm working with the NHS to try and make them more widely available. But for children, I think we can get this right first time if we do a whole range of things, like what Joe's doing, getting kids more fit and active, with schools, some of the work we're funding in schools on PE and games to make it fun and accessible. That's all going to make a difference. Acting on things like the targeting of junk food advertising at children and young people, that's going to make a difference. The work we're doing to make sure that school breakfast clubs, school meals are much more nutritious, that's going to make a difference. So all these things taken together, I think, are necessary to tackle what threatens to be a really serious obesity crisis for our country. It's costing the NHS about £10 billion a year.
Yeah.
Joe, your PE with Joe was such a massive hit during the lockdown because everybody was stuck at home and the kids were able to get involved. Have you noticed the sort of drifting away of children in terms of their fitness and what they're doing activity-wise? And what do you think the government needs to be doing more of to try and get kids engaged and trying to reverse some of the issues we've got with obesity?
Yeah, look, I've obviously visited hundreds of schools, and my only dream is that I could visit every school. But when I realised I couldn't, that's when the animation idea came up. You know, it's scalable and it's accessible, it's free, it can be like 5 minutes at home with your kids or in between a lesson at school. And it's just like, it's just giving more children more opportunity to move. And, you know, we live in a world now where, you know, as a parent, like, I'm also addicted to my device. Like you said, like, we're addicted to our devices, so are kids. The algorithms are so sticky, you want to be on it. And it's like, how can I disrupt that passive viewing on screen time and make it an active thing? So you might do one workout with the kids and you might go, you know what, I feel great, I'm doing another one. And suddenly you've done 15 minutes of exercise. So although 5 minutes is like a bite-sized chunk, it could really be a catalyst for more exercise and more movement. But look, the food thing is that, you know, I'm working on a documentary at the moment around UPF and that's a big challenge. My eyes are being open to something completely different. Ultra-processed foods and marketing and all that. So we need to have a talk about that another time.
Yeah,
but
we should.
Essentially, like, it's about education, it's about inspiration, it's about giving people resources. You know, and this is one of, you know, I'm really proud that I'm sitting here with you, Wes, because I would have done this anyway. I self-funded this. No one really wanted to invest in it. We self-funded the first 5 episodes, and I would have done this anyway. But the fact that you've given us the seal of approval and you're helping us get it in front of more people means you believe in it, and it's going to make an impact. This is money well spent. You know, this is an animation that actually is really going to create an impact, and I'm so happy that it's actually come to life. You know, it's been a long time, it's been a 2-year journey. And here we are.
It's fantastic that you're doing it. As you pointed out, I think childhood obesity is costing the NHS £11 billion a year. There's huge issues that we've got. It would be remiss of us not to ask a couple of questions on some other stuff. So we've got the Health Secretary here, if that's OK. We've been...
I'll give Joe the difficult one.
Yeah, Joe can take this. But we're talking about our campaign that we've been running for the last few days about cosmetic treatments. We've surveyed over 2,000 women, trying to understand what is happening in this really unregulated industry. Over 50% of the women said that they had to be referred to get some medical advice after they'd had some treatment. 15% ended up in hospital, needing hospital care after they had the treatment. What the question everybody's asking is, how on earth have we got to the point where there is no regulation and these things are able to happen? Because this is, again, costing the NHS millions of pounds.
And it's really shocking. And I take my hat off to the women who've been brave enough as well to come and sit on this sofa, to share their stories in the media, to actually try and make sure this doesn't happen to other women and to share those experiences which have been personally painful and harrowing for lots of these women. So you're right. I mean, because of the lack of regulation, we've basically got cosmetic cowboys that are basically, I would not even use the word treating women, they are practising on women and causing serious catastrophic damage. So we are going to act, and in the coming days and weeks, we're going to be setting out the regulations we're going to put in place to clamp down on this sort of practice here at home. But there's also this issue about overseas as well, whether that's not just women, but men and women going abroad for cosmetic procedures. We've had some really awful stories where people go away, take up an offer that looks too good to be true, to be honest, come back. The NHS has to pick up the pieces, and those poor people are left picking up the pieces in terms of their lives. Got people importing cosmetics as well.
So this is one of the things. So we had Kaylee on yesterday, who was injected with an anti-wrinkle treatment that had been imported from Korea, not licensed over here, eminently available on the internet, eminently available via this practitioner. I just want to play you a little clip of what she said on the show.
And I thought at one point I was going to end up going blind because my eyes were so bad. I couldn't leave the house. I was crying every day. Could barely open my eyes. I could only see from the bottom of my eyes.
Is the expectation it will recover?
They said I've got to wait for my nerves to regenerate. I wish I'd never done it. It wasn't worth it.
So she was driving her little boy to school. She got another baby in the back driving, and all of a sudden had double vision.
We need what is clearly apparent is, and you're saying in the coming weeks and months, regulation needs to come in, but it's urgent. It's really, really urgent. You know,
so you'll see. I mean, you'll see in a matter of days the regulation we're going to take to clamp down on some of the misconduct here at home. When it comes to clamping down on practice overseas, that's more challenging. When it comes to things that are imported,
but unlicensed stuff that's being imported as well.
That's more of a challenge. But I am working across government to try and tackle it, because and in the meantime, what I'd say to people watching is, like, the thing about the UK high street or online retailers that are in the UK is that you can be confident that the products that are being sold are products that are regulated here in the UK, meet safety standards, and are safe to use. Like, if you walk into Boots on the high street today, you can be confident about that. If you're importing things from overseas, you can't have that confidence. And if you're seeing things that look too good to be true, chances are they're too good to be true, and you don't want to be in that situation where you're on this morning saying, I really wish I hadn't done that. So in the meantime, I'd urge people, be really careful about what you buy, stick to what you know at home, and, friends, family, if you're having those sorts of conversations, give people that advice. But ultimately, we've got a responsibility to act and to try and keep people safe. So we'll keep you posted on what we're doing.
I mean, there are also those people who aren't lucky enough to sit on the sofa, actually. We've lost
loads
people.
and loads of women.
There's a chap called Dane Knight who came on the show. Take a look at this clip. He's talking about his wife.
She was a loving, caring mother of 5.
Yeah.
She was loved and adored by many in the community and beyond. Which that showed on, on her day when she was put to rest. Yeah, I didn't know it was too late until we got a call from the hospital. I think I would hate to see another family go through, more kids saying, burying their mum. Another partner burying their partner. I know, such as Ashton Safe Faces has been trying to push this now for a long time, which we didn't know, but it's just not common knowledge. More needs to be done.
So tragically, Alice lost her life in 2024. At the time, you said you were committed to taking action against those carrying out these procedures. This is your quote. It's absolutely disgusting that there are Wild West operators practising actually dangerously in cosmetic surgery, putting people's lives at risk, and we've seen that in the tragic case of Alice.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Dane's going to be joining us tomorrow.
Children.
What can we tell Dane that you've done as Health Secretary since this happened in 2024?
So we're pretty much ready to regulate, to take action here at home. When it comes to overseas practices, that is more complicated, but we are working on it, and I'll keep coming back to.
So when will we get? But I mean, you're telling us there's something coming in a couple of days, but of course that's quite vague as well. When will they? Can you give us any idea what those specifics will be? The regulation may be the sort of what could happen to people if they aren't regulated. They're doing these. They are those cowboys and they get caught.
Yeah. So in the coming days, we're going to set out the regulation we'll be putting in place to clamp down on these sorts of
this week,
cosmetic cowboys. Probably in the next week or so. I always have to get permission from the bosses in terms of when we're putting stuff out. But over the next week or so, you should hear from the government on what we're doing to clamp down on cosmetic cowboys here at home. When it comes to overseas, it's more complicated, but I am working with the team across government and also with other governments around the world to help try and clamp down on this, and we'll keep you posted. But the other thing I just wanted to say, I mean, just hearing Dane speaking there and the thought of 5 children being left behind because they've lost their mother in these circumstances, that motivates me to act. And I hope that for people watching as well, it's just that really the worst possible reminder when you're seeing things being marketed online. Just think really carefully before you take up things that look too good to be true.
There is an urgency, isn't there? Much like what Joe's doing with Activate and what you're combining with, the urgency to get things moving for childhood obesity is really important, as is this. So I hope you understand why we wanted to ask you those questions.
No, quite right too, yeah.
Have you done a session with Wes yet, Joe? Have you done
We went to a school yesterday and we got the kids moving. I was so enthralled with the kids. I don't know if you've done any burpees, but this isn't also just a thing about obesity. This is more than just the external. This isn't just about the body. We have kids with serious anxiety, depression, getting pulled out of school. They're really struggling. So this is about holistic approach. This is about encouraging movement for the mind. Because when you get the mind right, the body will follow, the transformation will come, and food choices will improve. The family's energy lifts. Like, this is so much more than just about body image and weight loss. You know, I think we need to talk about that a bit as well. Because kids are struggling a lot. You know, this will help. This is going to make them laugh as well.
But they can find all the episodes of Activate on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, so the YouTube channel, the first workout went live today. I think it's had like 10,000 views in the past hour. So it's on the Body Coach TV, and then every week there'll be a new episode all through summer holidays. And we've released it now because parents really struggle to get kids moving in the summer holidays. So one a week for 5 weeks. We'll have a little break, and there's more to come. More moves, more exercises, more challenges, and it's really, really a positive thing. So give your kids a chance to give it a go, and yourself. Ben, you're already in great shape. Have one, see what you think, and have a go as well.
I like the idea of the next cabinet meeting starting with a little Activate session, get the whole cabinet.
Yeah, you won't be seeing those pictures.
But you could do it, though.
It's a serious point, though. I mean, I find like one of the hardest things I've found about sort of the impact of sort of my job since I've taken it on in government the last year. You know, as you know, I went through kidney cancer years ago, and I started to get much more active, thinking much more about my diet. The nature of my job means, like, my exercise has suffered, my like, you know, you sort of grab and go stuff. We've been talking about this with Joe going around the country. So look, I suppose in some ways the great thing about being health secretary and responsible for the nation's health is that my own starting point is a lot different to you two. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to be on the front of Men's Health in quite the way that you.
Why don't we make that the challenge, though, Wes? How old are you now?
42.
You're 42. Honestly, there is no
way
way that you can't turn that round. And as Joe will know, it's not about the picture at the end. It's the journey. It's what it gives you.
Absolutely right. And that's the other thing I just want to say to people watching as well is please don't think that like it's all about spending hours in the gym every day or getting rid of everything that you enjoy, like a pint with your mates down the pub, or getting rid of like the chocolates and the guilty snack. You don't have to get rid of all of that. Like just a little goes a long way. So if we can all just get our activity up, like, you know, do half an hour walk a day, do a bit of swimming, like just every time I manage to get in the pool or go to the gym, it's not just about my waistline, it's also about, you know, my mental health as well.
One last thing, just for the record, like, it is aimed at kids, right? But you could be a 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 70-year-old person at home now thinking, oh, you know what, I wish I had a bit of movement, a bit of music. You've got Elton John. I mean, Elton John, I'm Still Standing, one of my favourite songs of all time. Like, I was at Glastonbury watching him perform the most amazing set. To think that I've got that song on the launch episode. So you're going to love the music. It's a 5-minute little movement break, and it doesn't matter what age you are, it's going to lift your mood. You're going to really love it. And the little moments of humour. I'm so proud of it, and thanks for supporting it.
No, you should be, Joe. And honestly, if the government had tried to do this ourselves, it wouldn't be as good as this. And it's really important. If we're going to make a genuinely healthier nation, we've got to swing in behind the people that are doing the good stuff and pulling in behind people as the government. And that's exactly what we've done here. And this is what gives me hope that we can actually tackle the obesity crisis, make our country healthier. It's about a team effort that involves government working, people like Joe, business, civil society, and all of us as individuals doing that little bit day by day, step by step.
Absolutely.
I've just had a message from the editor of Men's Health saying you're on 8 years' time. West Street front cover.
Joe will help you. You stitched me right.
Joe will help you.
The office is going to love the wait till I get back. It's like everyone else's day.
It's just for everyone watching, right? It's about breaking it down. Just last thing I want to say. Keep it simple. It's in the day, right? Don't think about tomorrow. It's like it's one workout at a time, one meal at a time, one food choice at a time. It's too overwhelming to think of it. It's like just small, simple things. Sleep, movement, and a bit more home cooking will change your life in so many ways.
Thank you both for coming in. It's great to see you. Good luck with it all. It's going to be brilliant.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Welcome back. We've got a superstar guest joining us outside in the sunshine now.
Yes, they've got bucket loads of talent, a dazzling Hollywood smile and the best hair in show business.
We are, of course, talking about Shirley Ballas's dog.
And now we're joined by someone who knows just how important it is to turn up the heat. As the world's #1 matchmaker, Paul C. Branson is usually helping celebs go dating, but he's now putting them in the hot seat to tackle some pretty tough conversations. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Can I say, this is beautiful out here, isn't it?
Gorgeous?
This
is good. So good.
Yeah.
When I watched the podcast, because I watch it as well, it's amazing how you get people to just open up to you. You are so brilliant at talking to them. How do you do it?
Well, one is thank you for watching.
Yes, I love it, because you can see the interaction then as well.
Yes, absolutely. I think there's many ways to get someone to open up, but in particular, what I try to do is hold space for people.
Yeah.
And you think about holding space. Holding space is, in essence, it's saying, I'm not going to judge you. I'm going to see you in every way, shape, or fashion. And in particular, I'm going to affirm your emotions. And you think about that. When is the last time you had space held for you for an hour or 2 hours? Probably never. So this is the reason why I think so many of our guests open up.
But I mean, what you're doing is, We Need to Talk is the name of the podcast. But interestingly, you're getting them to talk about very, very personal, difficult things in a space that we're going to be able to listen to and hear on the outside as well. Usually that's the sort of thing you think would be a very private sort of bit of therapy, but actually it's much more public than that, isn't it?
It is, but you think about this, is that we all have secrets, we all have challenges, and we all want to talk about them. The question is where can you go to talk about them where you won't be judged? And that's exactly why I think our guests come to us, is because they know they won't be judged, and they can talk about these things that are close to their hearts. And when you're able to do that, you're able to actually make a better connection with yourself.
You do talk about how important communication is in romantic relationships, and actually any relationships that we have in life, for them to be successful.
Yes, I mean, communication is it. It's the Achilles heel. And communication starts with being honest with yourself. And that's the reason why having these tough conversations are so important. And what I'm so proud of is how successful the podcast has become. It's interesting. We're in partnership with Stephen Bartlett's Flight Story, right? Now, Stephen Bartlett has the second biggest podcast in the world, but We Need to Talk is growing 13 times faster than his podcast was at this time. So we're on track.
How's he feeling about that? There's a little bit of threat to the boss.
It is. It's weird. But I think what makes him so brilliant is that he wants that level of competition. Iron sharpens iron. So We Need to Talk is on track to be the biggest podcast in the world.
That's so exciting.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.